Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Excuse my face. I woke up like this. And there's a bee. And I just came from the chiropractor. And I wanted to get on here just for a second to say good morning. And woo, the sun is definitely out right now. Sending you all positive vibes, of course, sending love to the ancestors. Yeah, so guys, let's dive right in. Let's get straight to business. So I want to know why y'all got all these damn officers down there in the southeast harassing all these people when y'all need to send some of them motherfuckers to Penn State. Because why y'all around here racially profiling and doing all this and what do they call it? Terrorizing melanated communities. Y'all need to be terrorizing these goddamn frats in these PWI institutions. Now, just a couple weeks ago, there was a lot of riffraff about students at Howard wearing bonnets on campus and do-rags and yada, yada, yada. Now, I went to a PWI, Florida State University, and really, when you go to class, you're really kind of dressed down when you're in Florida in the heat. Now, I don't recall wearing a bonnet or a do-rag, but that is like 0% should be the concern when y'all got the frat brothers selling crack and selling cocaine on the campus and using this as a hazing activity when you join the fraternity, that you got to cut it up, slice it up. What y'all think y'all is? Future or something? Oh, no. See, you don't see that plastered all over the news. That's really not a laughing matter, is it? It just goes to show you that in this country, stereotypes is very important. Stereotypes will have you looking to the left when the real action is here on the right. And then the offenders don't look how you think they should look or how they're portrayed in the news or on TV. So they'll hide that, but they'll put them in suits on the news, even though they're criminals. They got them rocking suits. So, my thing is, this is just how it is in America. A lot of people outside of America, as they say, know who we are. The true indigenous, autochthonous, melanated, copper tone, Niji over here being oppressed, being our messages and truth being suppressed because of fear of the knowledge. And I thought about this morning. I said I have to go a little bit deeper when it comes to explaining, like, the quote, knowledge makes me unfit to be a slave, right? Because if you got knowledge, it go a little bit deeper than you may even know. You don't even know which knowledge you lack until you need the knowledge that you lack. This will cause you to go through life and experience life fucking up because you don't have the proper knowledge. Whether you got it from legacy, or you had to build your own blueprint, or you had to become the alchemist of your life, or you had to go to school for what you know, or you had to keep pushing, taking courses, just getting it out the mud, and or just having that dog in you, having that GWOAT type mentality. I said GWOAT type mentality. Shout out to Clarissa. That's not what we talking about, but kudos to my dog. But yeah, y'all seen it. If you didn't see it, you sleep. But you gotta have that GWOAT, aka GOAT mentality, where you just gonna change the scenario of what's going on regardless. But when it comes to these stereotypes and knowledge, and the phrase or the quote, knowledge makes me unfit to be a slave, that knowledge means you have to go and seek more information. You have to really kind of know who you are. So, as I was saying, like the Niji over here, 90% of them lost in the sauce, don't really know who they are, and they don't even have the knowledge to even realize that they're not even planting the seeds to grow the knowledge that they need to truly be free in the mind, to truly overstand the things that you lack when it comes to mental, when it comes to history, when it comes to just recognizing all the bamboozleness and fuckery that's going on. So this whole Penn State fiasco proves to us that the enemy love to hide their hand, reward the people who are really the true thugs and criminals and savages. It's like in history. They labeled people savages while they were doing savage activity. Trafficking, taking cookies that didn't belong to them from the young, stealing, raiding, seizing, all those different things. All of those different things. Colonizing. The list of words goes on. I just try to keep it mild on here, but these are the type of things about knowledge and history that people don't like to really talk about. And dang, my battery is kind of low. But either way, guys, that's my message for today. My battery is always fucking low. Like, what the hell? So, I'm going to go charge my phone and then we can chit chat a little bit later. But dig deeper into the knowledge, guys. Dig deeper into the forbidden knowledge. Not the knowledge that colonized society tells you must force read, because this will help you understand what the hell I'm trying to do when I'm taxing you, when I'm terrorizing your neighborhoods, when I'm saying you're the criminal, but we really got the criminals over here on the PWI campus, and they actually a part of the fraternity, and they actually require you to do drugs and do all these different things and cut up drugs and do all of this because they know they're not going to get caught. Okay? So we are in a society where the thugs and the savages and the criminals know they're not going to get caught because they don't have melanin. Because the real crime here in America is really the melanin. See, they make the melanin a crime. If you got the melanin, then I can stalk you. If you got the melanated community, then we can terrorize you. If you got the melanin, then we can poison the food. If you got the melanin, then we can harass you. If you got the melanin, then we can give you inequality. If you got the melanin, you basically against a colonizer's law, in my eyes. But so many people don't want to hear that. They feel like, oh, no. The colonizer gave me religion. It must be good. The colonizer told me my skin was bad. That must be true. The colonizer told me that I'm a dummy. That has to be the reality. The colonizer told me I will be nothing and that they want to break my spirit at all costs, or they want to end my life if I don't obey their rules. So that must be the right way to go. You sound stupid as fuck. Can we just call you out and just tell it like it is? You sound crazy. This is why knowledge is the forbidden fruit. And this won't make sense until you go get the knowledge that I'm talking about. Not the knowledge given to you. I'm talking about the knowledge that makes you feel like, damn, something don't make sense. The knowledge that makes you feel like, damn, let me go do a little bit more research instead of just turning the other cheek and just following blindly into a society that really show me how they feel every day. People getting hung in trees still in this day and time. People like, why? Oh, because they made melanin illegal. They made this biochemical defense mechanism, melanin, which blocks the ultraviolet rays from the sun so that prevents you from getting skin cancer, other free radicals and diseases. Gives you a beautiful copper tone glow. Prevent sunburn, etc. They made this bad. They don't show it in the books when they teaching your kids science. The books never gonna have the melanated skin as the prototype for all other teachings about the epidermis. They're never gonna have that as the prototype, as the recipe, even though we know that's just the recipe. But this is how stereotypes, colonization works. And I'm so happy to see that so many people are catching on. Y'all saw the recent video with Shiloh Sanders and his mom. I think it was his mom. Don't get me wrong, but he was sitting with her, and she said most so-called African Americans don't know who they are, but everyone around the world does. That's because they suppress anything that wakes up your mind. For instance, in Florida, they're doing a woke movement because they don't want you to wake up out of this matrix. And if you don't find a glitch out of the matrix, you're going to be spinning your wheels forever like a hamster, like chattel. Like nothing. You never gonna believe that you can even be more, or dream more, or do more, or have more, or see the reality of what's going on. You'll be stuck in the matrix. Alright? So today, guys, I want to just give you some motivation to be bigger than what you think you are, to be better than what you was yesterday, to be stronger than all your weakness, and just to stand on business about who you are, where you come from, and the knowledge. Because if you don't want the knowledge, you don't go get the knowledge, you just ignore the knowledge, you don't try to build the knowledge, you don't even understand, then guess what? You are fit to be enslaved for the rest of your life. And I know you better than that. I just know. I motherfucking know that you're better than that. Okay? So let's continue to heal, grow through all of our obstacles. Even when one door gets closed, keep pushing, going to the next door, building your own door, building your own seat at these tables, being the architect of whatever dream that you have in your mind. Make sure that you make that thing a reality. And then last but not least, to my Niji out there, to the people who confused as hell about what I'm talking about, the first step is genealogy. That's the first step, doing your genealogy. Genealogy should be one of the main sciences that they teach indigenous people, but it would be one of the things that they would never mention for you to do. They would never mention. People would never mention that because it's one of those odd, rare knowledges that could truly wake you up when you see on paper your ancestors' names, their faces, they grave sites, they records that they've been keeping, the census. When you see your ancestors' name, ain't nothing gonna make you more woke than that. To see your ancestors was here, and you like, why the hell am I learning about this goddamn president? But my ancestors' census records older than his ass, older than before y'all even got here. You know. So learn about who you are, stay true to who you are. And never let these stereotypes trick you out your spot, because you see it. You can hide it. But if this had been Howard, Finn, you, Meharry, and we had a frat, and they was all out here doing what they did at Penn, baby, listen. That's all I'm going to say is, baby, listen. Okay? So we come from the hood, but we're not indigenous to the hood. We come from the hood, but we not indigenous to this shit. We indigenous to greatness. That's why we can go from hood to hood, because we was never meant to be in chains, bitch. The fuck you thought? We go from hood to hood because we was never meant to be bogged down. That's why we got the highest amount of graduates. So my melanated queens out there, y'all rocking it, killing it, getting master's degrees, doctoral degrees, bachelor's degrees, businesses, teaching. Same for the fellas. Can't leave out the fellas. Alright? So don't forget who you are. You can go from hood to hood any day. Knowledge is the power. Knowledge is the power. Knowledge is the power. Now I'm about to get out of this, sun, because I got things to do, places to go, and still got to continue my errands for today. But my chiropractor visit was good. I've been 2 days in a row. Got a lot of stuff done. So, Dr. Sean, Dr. Shizzy is coming back around or whatnot or whatever. But this life experience has grew me up in like a day. I call it my $1,000,000 lesson because what the I learned so much about risk management and the weaknesses of it, how people get caught up in the trap with the terminology and So I'm actually definitely going to be talking more about that on this channel because, as we get older, we go through these experiences and we don't understand how important certain things of life is until you get to this part of your life where it truly matters. But in my eyes, it always matters. This is the shit we should really be talking to the kids about versus all this things that they're never going to really use. Why not teach kids the things that they're going to use to make them money and let them lead a successful life and have greatness and all of their heart's desires when it comes to their needs? Traveling, seeing the world, just being great and being unapologetic, So, yeah, some of these lessons we learn, this is how you learn them. Sometimes it's an easy way, sometimes it's a hard way. Either way, it's always a priceless lesson that you need to lead the rest of your life. So before my phone died, let me stop talking and just send y'all some of this good energy from New York to wherever you are. All right, I'm out of here. This is Dr. Cheapest Sunflower. Make sure y'all show some love in the comments. Let me know where you're watching from. Let me know if you receive these positive vibes. Let me know if you sending love up to the ancestors and you just rocking out, you Niji, and you're going to get that knowledge every day, or you sharing knowledge every day and you're not afraid. Just let me know in the comments. And also, turn on those notifications so y'all know when I go live, and smash that follow button. All right? Bye.